Now, in Illinois, things escalating this weekend. Per DHS, they've made more than 1,000 arrests, including, this is of the bad guys, illegals, pedophiles, child abusers, kidnappers, gang members, and armed robbers. One guy, Rafael Alberto Tolentino Martinez, alleged to be a criminal illegal alien from Mexico with convictions for aggravated domestic battery of a 3-year-old. Great. Another guy, Pedro Avendano Andres, alleged to be a criminal illegal alien from Mexico with previous arrests for domestic battery, causing a circumstance that would endanger a child. Another guy, Aziz Kamal, alleged to be a deportable lawful permanent resident, though not yet a citizen, with charges for rape in the second degree, indecent liberties, assault in the second degree, and an arrest for sex offender registration violation. Goodbye. Get out. Why does J.B. Pritzker want these people to stay? Tell me that. That's what ICE is trying to do. Get people like that out of our homeland. Go home. You're Mexico's problem. Or you ought to be. Why do we have to deal with it? We have plenty of criminals of our own. We don't need to deal with Mexico's too. We have seen multiple antagonistic attacks on ICE in Chicago. We're seeing the protesters surround them. This is from September 26th, and we have the sound bites of the protesters screaming at them. Let's play that.
Arrest ICE! Arrest ICE! Arrest ICE! Arrest ICE! Shoot ICE! Shoot ICE! Shoot the fuckers! Shoot the fuckers!
They're pounding on an ICE car. He can't move. They won't let him move.
That we will win! I believe 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 that we will win!
They're literally trying to push the front grille of this SUV backward.
Oh my God! We can't be safe!
This is happening in Broadview, Illinois, which is about 12 miles outside of Chicago. You heard the chants, arrest ICE, shoot the effer. F you, they're screaming, shame, F this pig. I believe we will win. 2 were arrested, one of whom was carrying a firearm. That's what ICE is dealing with in trying to get rid of child molesters and rapists and batterers of 3-year-olds. These guys go out there, half of them have those keffiyeh scarves on, chanting, I believe we will win. Why wouldn't you believe that? We've had how many years of unenforced immigration law? You've got all of Illinois government on your side. J.B. Pritzker would like to keep those people in his state, apparently. He loves, I guess, batterers of 3-year-olds, pedophiles, and child abusers. Why else would you be giving ICE a hard time? Why wouldn't you be rolling out the red carpet for them to get these people out of your state, JB? On Saturday, October 4th, Border Patrol agents were rammed. They were rammed. They had cars rammed into their vehicles that they use, ICE. See this? We're showing you. Another car rams into an ICE car. And the Border Patrol agents wound up getting into a confrontation with an armed woman whom they then shot in self-defense. She was fine. Apparently, she drove herself to the hospital for treatment of her wounds. Oh, sorry, this is a separate incident. It's not the incident, but it was something like this. None of the ICE officers were seriously injured as a result of this woman ramming her car into them, but it's a problem. I mean, they're for the grace of God. The woman, a U.S. citizen identified as Marimar Martinez, was armed with a semi-automatic weapon and drove herself to the hospital for treatment. She was discharged and taken into custody by the FBI. Good. Another person accused of ramming into ICE vehicles, Anthony Ian Santos Ruiz, he's also been taken into custody in Chicago. These guys are just trying to do their job. They're just trying to do their job. smoke bombs in the stomach, having knives pulled on them, having guns fired at them, having cars ram them, having their families threatened, being called pigs and calls to shoot them. Ire, anger, outrage being stirred up against them by basically every Democrat in America as they try to get rid of people like the three I just read to you. This woman, this Martinez woman, who got shot but is fine apparently, was named in an intelligence bulletin just last week for allegedly doxing agents. She wanted them dead. That's obvious. Why would you dox them? Why would you show up with a gun? Why would you ram your car into them? Obviously, this woman wants them dead. She wrote, "Hey to all my gang, let's fuck those motherfuckers up. Don't let them take anyone." Okay, enjoy prison, madam. Great. How's it going so far, your little enforcement attempts? I hope she rots. I really do. I can't wait to see what happens to her. It doesn't usually end well. A life of crime. Like, what is she? She's the good guy? She considers herself underdog there to save the day with her gun and her vehicle, which she's going to use to try to kill people? Was that the goal? Because she easily could be charged with attempted murder. We'll see what the charges are against her. Have not yet heard whether or not she denies these charges. Seems to me she's proud of them. And then, okay, we'll get to this in a second. Then you've got Portland. That every week we talk more about what they're doing to the cops there with the people coming outside of the facility, trying to harass the ICE agents. Oh, and by the way, there was video over the weekend of Kristi Noem and some of the ICE agents trying to get into a federal facility, or was it a state facility? I think it must have been, it was a state hall, to use the bathroom. They're only human. And the people who ran the building said, no, get out. You can't use the bathroom. So this is what our ICE agents are up against, literally just trying to relieve themselves. And the state of Illinois is saying, tough shit. Find someplace else to go, not here. And now it's apparently policy. Apparently the state of Illinois has made a decision not to help ICE agents in any way, shape, or form, not even as human beings, in offering them a place to use a facility if they need to. That's what it's come to. All right. And on top of all that, there is nonstop lawfare. It's happening in basically all those cities, definitely in Portland and in Los Angeles. We are seeing lawfare to try to stop ICE. But before I get to the lawfare, I'm just going to put a pin in that, okay, for a second, because the reason I'm outlining all this violence against ICE is because it is part of a pattern. Okay, I started with Butler. We talked about Charlie. I mentioned Brian Thompson of United Healthcare. And now I just did the ICE attacks. The threats up 1,000% over just last year. And I listed them for you. You don't have to imagine. It's much more persuasive when people hear the actual events. You don't have to listen to Megyn Kelly summarize. It's happening. I just gave you the evidence. It is happening in city after city. And it's escalating, as we saw in Broadview, Illinois, this past weekend. And I'll round back to the lawfare. But before I leave the escalating violence, we've got to talk about what happened in Virginia and what happened with this Supreme Court justice would-be assassin. And I'm going to go over both of those in detail. Did you know gold is up around 40% this year? That's not speculation, it's reality. And if a portion of your savings is not diversified into gold, you are missing the boat. Here are the facts. Inflation is still too high. The US dollar is still too weak. And the government debt is still growing. This is why central banks are flocking to gold. They're the ones driving prices up to record highs. But it's not too late to buy gold from Birch Gold Group and get in the door now. Birch Gold will help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into one in gold. You don't pay a penny out of pocket. Just text MK to 989898 and claim your free info kit. There's no obligation, just useful information. The best indicator of the future is the past, and gold has historically been a safe haven. Text MK to 989898 right now to claim your free info kit on gold. MK to 989898. Protect your future today with Birch Gold. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.